post-gym thoughts episode. I don't know, episode some. But anyway, what up? Another day for victory, another day to be great, another day to win. So here's what I wanted to talk to y'all about. Just had these like random thoughts in my head while I was at the gym, hence why this is called post-gym discussions, right? But yo, you know what I've come to realize? There are so many weak men out here. And this isn't a knock on anyone, you know, I'm not trying to roast anybody, not trying to, you know, make fun of anyone, but there are so many weak men out here that aren't willing to put in the work, they're not willing to improve themselves, they're not willing to become the best version of themselves that, yo, honestly speaking, winning has become so much easier. And I've gotten the inspiration of this message from a conversation I had with an older gentleman at the gym. Now, I don't like talking to people at the gym. I like to just get in, do my thing, and leave. Of course, I have like a few select people that I actually like to sit down and have conversations with in the gym. If you're watching this, shout out to you. Also, if you've seen me in the gym and I don't talk to you, I mean, no offense, it's just not my vibe. But yeah, I was talking to this older gentleman and we were talking about how thankful we were for life, because I mean, believe it or not, as much as people like to complain about living in America or things of that nature, I'm still thankful that I live in this country. Now, could things be better? Obviously, of course, but nonetheless, I'm still thankful for being in this country. I mean, not for nothing, people leave their countries to come here. We could argue that perhaps it's because, you know, America is destabilizing governments and all that extra that you want to talk about, that's fine, but if people are willing to come here in hopes for a better life, although they might be lied to, or they might find out that crossing the magic dirt is not as easy as it seems, I still am thankful for this place because we have an abundance of opportunities, an abundance of chances to become the best version of ourselves. And while I was talking to this older gentleman, he was talking about how when he was growing up, the price of things were going up as well. Like, you know how we all complain about the economy and how hard it is to make a living these days, and you need to make X amount to live X place, or whatever the case may be. Guys, it has always been like this. Like, I hate to break it to you, but the only reason why you think it's gotten a lot worse now is simply because we have cameras. Because of this. Because I can tell you what I'm going through, and that's on such a grand, massive scale that literally millions of people have the ability to do this as well. So part of me is very reluctant to say that, you know, times have gotten worse, because to be quite honest with you, I think things are still the same. If anything, it's always been this way. People have always struggled to survive. People have always struggled to make a living. People have always struggled to put food on the table, or however you want to classify it. But the point is, it has gotten so much easier to be successful in this country. Seriously, if you really think about it with the advent of technology, or with the advent of services, or just having the propensity and the capabilities to go ahead and start your own business, whether that be a brick and mortar, like something in person, or do something online. You have the ability to literally forge your own path. But somehow we've got so caught up in this message that, you know, you need this typical 9 to 5, you have to follow the atypical social standards for growth, or however you want to classify it. It doesn't have to be that way, you know? And I think for guys, especially us men, because, you know, we don't have a lot of people, especially on the internet, motivating us, telling us we could do great things, telling us we could be the people that we need to be in our lives. You know, some of us didn't even have fucking dads growing up. So I can imagine that becoming that person, or knowing that you can win, feels like it's impossible. But it's not. It's really not impossible to win out here. Like, sorry, it's loud as fuck. You know it's the weekend. Oh shit, damn. I almost just witnessed an accident. But anyway, it's not hard to win out here, guys. Like, I'm not even trying to be like fucking stereotypical or anything, but like, yo, the neighborhood that I live in, over the years, there have been more, however you want to call it, migrants, whatever. There have been more of them coming to, you know, our country and stuff like that, but yo, they're willing to take opportunities that most of us Americans would sneeze at. You know, most of us Americans wouldn't even consider doing something like a brick and mortar, or like landscaping, or whatever the case may be. So we have such an ability such an opportunity to win, we're giving W's away to other people who obviously don't even look like us, right? The people that don't even look like you or me. They're coming here and they're taking advantage of what we have to offer. And this isn't me saying that's a bad thing. I mean, listen, I think life in general is just a competition, and whatever country, aka server, that you're on, you gotta play to win, right? Can you jump servers? Yeah, maybe, but it's probably hard as hell. Thankfully, I was lucky enough to be born in, the best server in the world. So we gotta take these opportunities, gentlemen. I know for a lot of us out here, especially guys that make like red pill adjacent videos or red pill content, if you want to call this that, which I don't think it is, but if you want to call it that, that's fine. One thing I think, at least in my case, one thing I've realized is that the more content that I make like this, and the more that I take the opportunity to speak to people and talk about either self-development or motivation or just dating, relationships, whatever the case may be, sometimes our problems are self-inflicted. Like, a lot of our issues are self-inflicted. If we actually sat down with ourselves and said, you know what, I've actually been the one fucking this up. I'm actually the one that's allowed this woman to cross my boundaries. I'm the one who isn't getting up to put in the work. Me. If we take accountability for what we're lacking or what we're accomplishing, how much further could we go? And as men, it's imperative. Like, I'm trying to stress this point because I think it's really important. Like, guys, we are in a state of emergency. Like, fam, I don't think y'all realize just how detrimental stuff like this really is to the male psyche. When you grow up and you're told that men are trash, men are useless. Like, have you guys seen the video from The View? How these women were literally berating their own husbands on national TV. And like, we're supposed to just sit here and be okay with shit like that? Listen, I don't know about you, but I like to think of myself as part of that cloth that is no longer available in this world. The kind of stand-up gentlemen that had fucking spines for backs, and the kind of guys that did what they had to do in order to get it done. Me personally speaking, gentlemen, this is the best time to be that guy. It is so fucking easy to win now, because every single message you hear out here is a message telling guys that they can't do something or they can't be something. And for the guys that fall for the okie doke, you're losing. And here's another quip, which is, I guess, in line with what I'm saying here, but I spend a lot of time in like these red pill communities, right? Typically just for content, like I'm scrolling through, seeing what's worth talking about and stuff. But what I notice is, more often than not, there's more men who complain about how life is unfair, or how they're the bottom of the barrel, or whatever the case may be. There's a lot more guys that complain than guys that talk about winning. Gentlemen, you're not gonna get anywhere if you're talking about losing all the fucking time. If you talk about being a loser, eventually you're going to become a loser. That's going to be a part of your habits. So we need to do a complete 180 about face and really start talking more life into gentlemen. Like, really start talking more life into us guys. And although I understand that still, even with everything that I'm saying here, there will be some men who cannot see themselves as victors. They will always see themselves as perpetual victims. I can't help those people. You can't help those kind of men. Man or woman, to be quite honest. But you just can't help those kind of individuals. But I just wanted to say all this to say, like, guys, you really can win out here. Like, you really can win. And listen, I know you need an example, so I'm gonna be the example, all right? Your big bro Serge is gonna help you, right? I'm gonna start winning, I'm gonna show you how to win, and we're gonna get it going, all right? Listen, we got self-development programs coming out this summer. We've got the fitness app. Yo Back is big. Listen, here's another side note, random ass side note. For a lot of you gentlemen, your biggest problem is being fat and lazy. Stop being fat and lazy. Like, for some of you, you are like 2-3 positive habits away from actually being the guy that you want to be. Like the 2.0 version of yourself. You're pretty close to being him, but you're so fucking lazy and fat that you think this shit is okay. Oh, I just got something in my eye. Listen, anyway, we got the self-improvement course coming out. If your back is still big, you're trying to lose some fucking weight, go to FatarFitness.com, download the app. It's available on the Apple App Store, on the Google Play Store as well. $29.99 a month. You get access to a bunch of workouts, nutrition programs, blogs, and you have me 24/7 contact support. So do yourself a favor, go download that bad boy. Self-improvement course coming out on the way too. But yeah, man, listen, you were built to win. And life is life. Like, shit is always gonna happen. You know, people have been unable to pay for shit for years. The price of things have been going up for centuries. This shit is not gonna change. Politicians have always been corrupt. Most people are fucking scumbags. Yeah, that's just the realities of life. But listen, it's time to ignore all that bullshit, and it's time to lock in and win.